a way of life. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Just wanted to come on here to talk about the new moon in Aquarius happening on January 24th. And just before I get into that, I wanted to let everybody know that if you're interested in finding out where this is going to play out for you, I haven't put it on Patreon yet, but I do have them all written out. So if you want it, you could just inbox me or leave me a comment below, letting me know your date of birth, and I will send it out to you. With that being said, Aquarius rules the 11th house, and it's ruled by the planet Uranus. Uranus is rebellious. It's unexpected changes. The Great Awakener. It rules electricity. Aquarius is liberating, seeking freedom, quirky, progressive, idealistic, inventive, innovative, ahead of time, breaks rules to create new rules, and can be aloof. This new moon is going to allow us to break free of so much. It's going to help us let go of the things that we need to in order to move forward. It's also going to kind of give us a glimpse into what energy we're moving into at the end of the year, which is the age of Aquarius. So this will kind of be a glimpse of what's to come. You may have some patterns that you're keeping that are keeping you asleep, that you're attached to. Once you break free from those patterns, you'll have a new vision on life, which is, again, 2020. We're in the year 2020, so it's 2020 vision. This is the dying of an old system, governments, economy, banks, and this is also happening, the same process is happening within you. We have a saying in the conscious community, as above, so below. So anytime the planets and moons are going through any changes, it's happening down here within us, right, on Earth. And then we say as within, so without, so it's happening within us, and we project that out and bring it to reality. We manifest our realities. So this is the merger of man and machine, humanity and technology. The question is going to be, can we do it with integrity? Can we still remain human, connected to the heart? Because technology is going to take over quite tremendously. And so as a career coach, I've been kind of diving in to this energy to kind of see like what jobs are going to look like, and how things are going to change. Like, what is this energy going to bring to us? Because Mercury is going to play a really big part in the age of Aquarius. Mercury's technology, which is Mercury, which rules Gemini and Virgo. So in the house of Gemini, which is the third house, you have communications. So everything's going to be pretty much digital. So when we start talking about work in this way, I'm thinking sales and marketing. We'll start to see a lot of sales and marketing for this new age, for this new change, for all these changes coming up. So that's a good field to get into. I've already seen a lot of things in like deliveries. Like I don't know if anybody else watches TV through like a television portal anymore. I don't even think that's like a thing. Like everybody probably has an app, but they still have commercials, and they are always showing these food, like their little food, homemade food things that are already kind of like done up for you. That's going to be delivery. Expanding on that, fast food is going to be delivered now. And they're gonna start breaking down brick and mortars, so like buildings, companies, rental spaces for companies. I think we're gonna go into more factories to make all this stuff, and then they'll build like smaller locations for pickups. um, and all your fast food places will be just drive through, and the only thing that'll be in there, you've seen the little small Dunkin' Donuts, they have some of those already where you can't go in and eat. It's just where they make the food or to keep it warm, right? So cooking jobs, that's also going to be really big. Food prep and all that, but I still feel like it's going to be done factory wise. Um, and so all the bigger stores like Walmart's, where we get our clothes and electronics and all that stuff, is all going to go into factories. I think we're going to see a great deal of factories, and then smaller locations to pick stuff up, and everything else you'll get, food, clothing, anything, it's all going to be delivery. um what else did I come up with? um And then because it's Virgo, so there'll be a lot of technology around pets and health. The health field, well, I feel like the health field is going to grow into like Uber. So there'll be a lot of technology around what kind of health things you can get. Like there will obviously still be doctors' offices and hospitals, but I think they're gonna condense it. Right? They're gonna make it like they already have those like small little medic places that they're like emergency medical places that you can go to. Um, I think that's gonna grow bigger, and the hospitals are gonna be less. Like we'll do. So when I say health is gonna turn into like you'll become a contractor as a doctor, nurse, or healthcare provider, right? You'll become so like Uber supplies a business for you to be able to do business, but you are still the boss. You're a contractor. You own your own business. I kind of feel like health is gonna turn into that some kind of way. Like you contract a doctor or nurse or whatever service you need, right? Or you'll go into those smaller medic places to get services. Um, which would actually be really dope, by the way. You'll probably get paid way better, and you can make your own schedule. Um, Computer science and data analysts, again, going back to the factories for different kinds of, especially for, I guess, computer science jobs to test things, to test food, to run tests, to gather information. And then your data analyst jobs are important for data analyst purposes. Um, yeah. So delivery, yeah, because we're kind of condensing our services in a way. So something else that kind of came up in my search too was relationships. A lot of women probably don't want to hear this. And of course, this is not going to be for everybody. This is just my analysis of what I see coming. But because Aquarius rules the 11th house, which is about groups and groups of people. So we'll make money through groups, like through groups of people. We'll build smaller communities of people, of like-minded people, where we can build and grow off of each other in a very um, financial kind of supportive way. Like say if there was a farm, right, and then there was like hundreds and thousands of acres, there could be small communities of people that lived there, that lived off that farm, like whatever services you get from a farm, or like a generator for electricity, like I feel like that's what we're gonna move into. And then obviously technology wise, we'll have groups of people where we communicate and make money off of in all different kinds of ways, like Sufis, but it'll be technology, right? If you don't know what a Sufi is, it's like, and I'm probably completely messing up this whole explanation, so Google it. When you get a group of people together and you kind of borrow money from each other in a sense. I don't know why I want to say pyramid scheme. Now, that's just kind of what it feels like, but it's real. Like, it's a real thing. Like, you get money. Like, it's a good way to get some quick cash. Um, but it'll be based around, off of something technology. We'll probably invest in stuff more through groups. Um, and relational wise, polygamy might become really popular. I know a lot of women probably don't want to hear that. I can hear 5 men like, yes, that's the one. That's what I want. But it's gonna be um, for a purpose, though, right? You have to think. Aquarius is kind of aloof and disconnected. Can be very robotic in a sense, and that's kind of like the lower shadow side of Aquarius. So, like, thinking of this polygamy in such a way where we're building with like a group of people who are in relationships, who are on the same who are interested in the same things, to build the same kind of communities, right? I don't know if that makes sense, but this is just how it's coming up in my head. But relationships in some way will change, and it might be more than one person, and it's going to be really unfortunate. But that's the reason why we kind of have to. Um, Balance that energy out. So the shadow side of Aquarius is not being flexible and being aloof. Trying not to get caught up in that energy is going to be very, very important, which is why, um, again, this new moon is going to be good for setting intentions on how you would like to see this energy moving forward. Um, for whatever it is that's coming up for you at this time, right? But keeping in mind that all this earth energy, again, is really setting up, putting us in formation to be more grounded for this more freer kind of energy, right? So we're still very heavy in this earth Capricorn energy where we're building stronger foundations around groups of people, relationships, business, career, finances, health. Health is going to be really big this year. And that is also going to, we'll start to see the health changes a lot bigger, I think, within ourselves and kind of outside, more than any of these changes coming up right now. But the challenge is going to be to balance the cold, emotionless, robotic side of Aquarius, which will be good for, the tasks that we don't want as humans anymore, but not for love and romance. Um, we will have to balance the opposite side of Aquarius, which is Leo, and Leo rules the heart. It's the sun. It's ruled by the sun. So we'll really, really have to tap into that energy to balance our love and romance life. Um, During this new moon, Uranus and Taurus will square the new moon. Which just 2 weeks ago during the eclipse, Uranus and Taurus just turned direct. So all the work that we've been working on since back when it went retrograde, we'll start to receive accolades for those things too. So we'll start to see some of this Aquarius energy, like I said, playing out. Be very small gestures of things, but nonetheless, they'll be there. So this is going to bring some kind of change. You will have to be flexible and open-minded, um, necessary to receive this upgrade. This is going to be extremely hard for fixed signs. Um, I think fixed signs and earth signs overall, because they just don't operate in an air kind of way. I think air people are way too free for earth people. Like, and it's going to be tough, but I think being open-minded and flexible is going to be what you want to keep in mind during this process, and really figuring out where, for all earth signs, probably figuring out where this is going to play out for you. um, Even studying your chart to know where Aquarius is in your chart, is probably going to be pretty important. So we're going to have to trust the information that is coming in. We're creatures of habit, especially since we've been going through all this earth dense, tense, intense, work focus, career focus, climbing the ladder focus kind of energy. We can be having a conversation and not realize that we're so in work mode that we're gathering information from the past. We're not stopping to think, to have the conversation, to really listen, to hear what people are saying, to be able to bring in new information. And we don't realize, as a human being, as a human race, that this holds us back. So this brings flow, right? And that's what this kind of new moon is going to be bringing to us, to understand and recognize flow. Stop, think, listen, and then react, but with new information. Um, so yeah. So we're beginning to break away from that Capricorn energy. We'll be made aware of this, allowing us to, again, look, listen, and hear for future ways of doing things, allowing flow and quick movement. Will become more flexible. That's like the bottom line of this entire message, is to be flexible. We'll use information from other dimensions. If you've had any goals that you've been working on up until this point, they will change in some way, and that could be disruptive, right? That is really what Uranus is about: change, disruption in a unexpected way. But again, this will be an insight of what's to come. So you really want to be as open as possible. Aquarius likes unconventional ways of doing. So learn by doing, not by like taking tests um, or mastery. This is more, it's not so much intuition, but um, it's really hard to explain. It's just like that kind of, maybe more like the south node of the skills that you came here, that you were already born with. You just know, right? You just know, you just react. But you could be moving into your north node of learning. You've been learning, right? You've been working on these goals to move into your north node, whatever your mission is. And even though you may not know, you have an idea. And that's kind of what you want to pull on and work through. So even if you don't know, you don't have the education, don't be afraid to work on what you're doing without the education, without the answers, without, right? It's just a learn as you go type of thing. I don't know. I feel like I could explain that a little better, but it's really difficult to say do something without being educated. I've been pretty much preaching this whole entire time. It's time to get down to the nitty gritty, right? But we are breaking free from that Capricorn energy, right? And that's kind of what Capricorn is about. Learn, educate, practice, put into practice, have a plan to put into practice. Aquarius energy doesn't really work that way. They just do, like, very scientific, like intelligent kind of way, like just unconventional. So you may experience unforeseen breakthroughs, discoveries, revolutions, surprises, readjustments. You'll be very excited about them. It's exciting information that's coming in. Uranus rules electricity, so it's electric. It gets you hyped, but um, you know, again, be careful not to be impulsive or reactive, because when you're acting in your shadow side, you want to kind of still, you know, think and bring in new ways of doing or responding. But be open to the opportunities that are coming to you at this time. Um, you'll be greatly rewarded for it. So I hope this information was helpful. Peace.